So here are the options for what to do when you finish. Get rid of that. So one of your options is what we did yesterday. You can play, Juego Divertido with your group. So you and a small group can play Juego Divertido. Just grab a page with the instructions on it, grab the game, grab the playing pieces and the dice, and you can play that. Okay, no big deal there. I believe one of your class periods, first period, I don't think you know how to play this game, so I'll explain that in just a second. Okay. Third period is unfamiliar with this game. This is tarjetas. This is a game that you can also play when you get done. All you need to do is grab a deck of cards and this paper. Okay, I'll explain that in a second too. Your third option is the Conecta Cuatro, which you all know how to play. So you could grab a partner and you can play Connect 4 with your partner. Remember that the pieces fall all the way to the bottom, so when you're coloring in a space, you have to make sure that you start at the bottom. So let me explain Juego Divertido. This is a game where you'll see over on a stack in the left-hand corner of my table, you'll see this page, you'll see a colorful game board, and you'll see dice and playing pieces. You're all going to start on that game board. You're all going to start on uno. Okay, so start on uno. Then for each roll, you need to do, you roll the dice, but you don't move unless the paper tells you to. So let's say I'm on uno. I'm on number 1. Now I roll the dice, and I get a 1. Okay, well, it says move back 1 space. I can't really, I'm on 1, so there's nowhere for me to go. Let's say I'm on 1, and I rolled a 2. So I take a look, and it says, translate the phrase for the space you're on now, or literally answer that question, okay? So I give my paper off to somebody else, and they'll read me the question for number 1. So if you check out the back, scroll down a little bit. Slowly. Well, I don't know if that's going to load, but I remember the question for number 1 was to answer the question, ¿Cómo te llamas? How would I answer that question? ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo, whatever. See, if I got that right, I get to move ahead 2 spaces. If I missed it, I have to move back 2 spaces. If I roll the dice and I get a 3, I can just move ahead 3 spaces. I don't have to do anything. If I roll 4, this is where it gets tricky. You have to answer the questions for all the phrases up into and including the space you're on now. So if you're on numero 10, if you're on number 10, and you roll 4, you have to answer questions 1 through 10 and get them all right. If they're all right, you get to move ahead 5 spaces. If any of them are wrong, you have to move back 2. If you roll 5, you lose a turn. And if you roll 6, just roll again. So the only difference between this and a normal board game where you roll the dice is that you do not move when you roll the dice. You look at the paper first after you roll, figure out what it tells you to do for that number, numbers 1 through 6, okay? Then you do whatever it tells you to do. Okay, so if I roll 5, I don't just move ahead 5. It says I lose a turn, so I lose a turn. I don't move, okay? So make sure that you read that. Third period, doesn't know how to play tarjetas. This one's real easy. This is just, you grab a deck of cards, you grab this paper, and whatever card you pull out is the question you get. So if I pull out ace of spades, I have to do dos menos dos, okay? And I have to tell the answer. I can hand it off to somebody else in my group or a partner of mine, and they can check whether my answer is right. So what is dos menos dos? What is that? It'd be cero, right? They can check my answer and see whether I'm right or not. If you got the question right, you keep the card. If not, it goes back into your deck. The side of the paper with the word tarjetas are the questions. The side of the paper that doesn't have tarjetas, those are the answers. Okay, so those are your 3 options when you get done with caricaturas. Remember, you can do Juego Divertido, you can play tarjetas, or you can do Conecta Cuatro, or all the above. But you need to be working the whole time and be respectful. Okay? Gracias. Hasta lunes. See you Monday.